Have you ever found yourself lying awake at night, watching the clock tick slowly toward morning, wondering why sleep doesn't come as easily as it used to? Or maybe you do fall asleep, only to wake up hours later, feeling like you barely rested at all. If that sounds familiar, you're not alone. In fact, studies show that a staggering 90% of seniors aren't getting the sleep they need. And that lack of rest doesn't just leave us feeling groggy. It can chip away at our health, our energy, and even our longevity. But here's the good news. Sleep isn't some mysterious force that's out of your control. With a few simple science-backed tweaks to your daily routine, you can reclaim those restful nights and wake up feeling refreshed, recharged, and ready to savor every moment. Today, I'm sharing 7 practical proven strategies to help you do just that. And don't worry, these aren't complicated fixes or drastic changes. They're gentle, doable habits that fit right into the life you're already living. Let's start with the very first step, your sleep schedule. Now I know what you might be thinking. I've heard this one before. But stick with me, because this isn't just about going to bed earlier. It's about working with your body's natural rhythm, not against it. You see, as we age, our internal clock, what scientists call the circadian rhythm, can get a little out of sync. Maybe you nod off on the couch at 8 p.m., only to lie wide awake at 2 a.m. Or perhaps mornings feel foggy no matter how long you stay in bed. Here's the fix. Try going to bed and waking up at the same time every single day. Yes, even on weekends. Consistency trains your body to expect rest at certain times, making it easier to fall asleep and stay asleep. Take my friend Bob, for example. He used to stay up late watching old westerns on Friday nights, then sleep in until noon on Saturdays. But by Monday, he'd feel like he'd crossed 3 time zones. Once he started setting a gentle alarm for 7 a.m. every morning and winding down by 10 p.m., his energy levels stabilized. It felt rigid at first, he told me, but now I wake up before the alarm, feeling like I actually slept. Now let's talk about what happens before you climb into bed. This brings us to our second hack, crafting a calming bedtime ritual. Think of this as a signal to your body that it's time to shift gears. For decades, maybe your evenings revolved around chores, news programs, or scrolling through your phone. But screens emit something called blue light, which tricks your brain into thinking it's daytime, making it harder to wind down. Instead, try swapping the TV or tablet for activities that soothe your senses. Maybe it's a cup of caffeine-free herbal tea while listening to soft jazz, or a few pages of a novel you've been meaning to read. One viewer, Margaret, told me she replaced her nightly crime dramas with a 10-minute stretch routine. At first, I missed my shows, she said, but now I look forward to those quiet moments. My muscles relax, my mind settles, and I'm asleep before I know it. And here's a pro tip. Keep the lights dim in the hour before bed. Bright overhead lamps can interfere with your body's production of melatonin. That's the hormone that helps you drift off. A small lamp with a warm bulb, or even candlelight, safely of course, can set the mood beautifully. Now let's move to your sleep environment, our third hack. Imagine trying to fall asleep in a room that's too hot, too noisy, or too bright. Not exactly a recipe for rest, is it? Yet many of us overlook these simple fixes. Start with temperature. Experts say the ideal range for sleep is between 60 and 67 degrees Fahrenheit. If that sounds chilly, try layering blankets you can adjust throughout the night. Next, tackle the light. Even small amounts of ambient light, from a street lamp or charging devices, can disrupt your sleep cycle. Blackout curtains are a game changer, but if that's not an option, a soft sleep mask works wonders. And don't forget about noise. If traffic or a snoring partner keeps you up, try a white noise machine or fan to create a steady, soothing backdrop. Let me share a story from Frank, a retired teacher in Florida. He'd always struggled with waking up at every little sound, a barking dog, the AC kicking on, until his daughter gifted him a sound machine. I thought it was silly at first, he laughed, but now I play rainforest sounds every night. It's like a lullaby for grown-ups. So what's next? Well, sleep isn't just about what happens at night. It's also shaped by the choices we make during the day, from what we eat to how we move our bodies. And that's exactly where we'll turn our attention next. Because when it comes to sleeping well and living fully, every piece of the puzzle matters. And you, my friend, are worth every bit of effort it takes to fit them all together. You know, there's something magical about mornings, the way the light spills over the horizon, the birds singing their first songs. But did you know that soaking up a little of that morning sunshine isn't just good for your mood? It's actually one of the best things you can do to set yourself up for a great night's sleep. And that brings us to our fourth science-backed hack, harnessing the power of natural light. Here's why this matters. Your circadian rhythm, that internal clock we talked about earlier, thrives on consistency, and nothing resets it more effectively than sunlight. When you step outside in the morning, even for just 10 or 15 minutes, the natural light tells your brain, "Hey, it's daytime. Let's get moving." This helps your body produce less melatonin, the sleep hormone, during the day, and more when it's actually time to rest. Now I know what some of you might be thinking. What if I'm not a morning person? Don't worry. You don't need to become one overnight. Start small. Maybe enjoy your coffee by an open window, or take a leisurely stroll to check on your garden. My neighbor Helen swears by her sunshine breakfast ritual. She sits on her porch every morning with her oatmeal and the newspaper, rain or shine. It's like a double win, she told me. I get my vitamin D and my crossword puzzle fix. But here's a tip. If you live somewhere with limited sunlight, especially in winter, consider a light therapy lamp. These mimic natural sunlight and can work wonders for keeping your rhythm steady. Just 20 to 30 minutes a day while you read or sip your tea can make a noticeable difference. Now let's talk about movement, because yes, exercise and sleep go hand in hand. This is our fifth hack, moving your body smartly. Notice I didn't say intensely or rigorously. This isn't about running marathons or lifting weights unless that's your thing. The key is to find activities you enjoy and time them wisely. Studies show that regular, moderate exercise, like walking, swimming, or even dancing, can help you fall asleep faster and deepen your rest. But timing matters. Exercising too close to bedtime can actually interfere with sleep for some folks, as it raises your core body temperature and gets your adrenaline pumping. Aim to finish any vigorous activity at least 3 hours before bed. That said, gentle evening movements, like Tai Chi, stretching, or a slow walk around the block, can actually help you unwind. Take it from my buddy Sam. He used to hit the treadmill at 8 p.m., thinking it would tire him out. Turns out, I was just tiring myself awake, he joked. Once he shifted his walks to mornings and added a short yoga routine after dinner, he started sleeping like a log. And here's a bonus. Exercise doesn't just improve sleep, it boosts longevity in countless ways, from strengthening your heart to lifting your spirits. The goal isn't perfection, it's consistency. Even a 10-minute walk after lunch or a few seated leg lifts while watching your favorite show can add up. Now, let's move to our sixth hack, one that might surprise you, rethinking your evening snacks. We've all heard the old advice about avoiding caffeine before bed, and yes, that afternoon cup of coffee might need to move up a few hours. But what you eat and when can play a bigger role in your sleep quality than you might realize. First, let's talk timing. Eating a heavy meal right before bed can lead to indigestion or acid reflux. which will have you tossing and turning. Aim to finish dinner at least 2 to 3 hours before bedtime. If you need a little something before bed, opt for light, sleep-friendly snacks. Think a handful of almonds, a banana, or a small bowl of oatmeal. These foods contain nutrients like magnesium and tryptophan, which support relaxation. But here's a twist. Hydration matters too, but balance is key. Staying hydrated during the day is crucial for overall health, but guzzling water right before bed can mean multiple bathroom trips overnight. Try to front-load your fluids, drink more in the morning and early afternoon, and taper off in the evening. Margie, a viewer from Arizona, shared her clever trick. She swaps her nighttime glass of water for a single hydrating cucumber slice. "It's just enough to moisten my mouth without waking me up later," she said. Now, I want to pause here and acknowledge something. Change can feel overwhelming, especially if you've had decades of routines that worked for you in the past. But remember, these aren't rules carved in stone. They're tools. Pick 1 or 2 that resonate with you. Try them for a week and see how you feel. Small steps can lead to big shifts. And speaking of shifts, there's one last piece of the puzzle we need to explore. Something that affects not just your sleep, but your overall sense of well-being. It's about finding calm in a world that never seems to slow down, and learning how to let go of the stresses that might be keeping you up at night. But we'll save that for our final chapter. For now, why not step outside and let the sunshine work its magic? Trust me, your body and your future well-rested self will thank you. There's a quiet beauty to evenings like this, isn't there? A time to reflect, to unwind, to let go of the day's worries. But for so many of us, those worries have a way of creeping into the night, don't they? Racing thoughts about tomorrow's to-do list, yesterday's regrets, or that nagging sense that we should be doing more. And that brings us to our 7th and final hack, mastering the art of calm. You see, stress isn't just a mental burden, it's a physical one. When we're stressed, our bodies pump out cortisol, a hormone that's great for dodging danger in the short term, but wreaks havoc on sleep and health when it sticks around too long. The good news? You don't need to eliminate stress entirely. Life will always have its ups and downs. But you can train your mind and body to handle it with grace. Let's start with something simple. Breathing. Not the automatic kind we do all day, but slow, deliberate breaths that signal safety to your nervous system. Try this with me now. Inhale deeply through your nose for a count of 4. Hold it for a moment. Then exhale slowly through your mouth for a count of 6. Feel that? It's like hitting a reset button for your entire body. Doing this for just 5 minutes before bed can quiet a restless mind. Another powerful tool is gratitude. Now I know that might sound a bit fluffy, but hear me out. Studies show that focusing on what's right in your life, even the small joys, can lower stress hormones and boost feelings of contentment. Keep a notebook by your bed and jot down 3 things you're grateful for each night. They don't need to be grand. Maybe it's the way sunlight hit your roses today, a call from a grandchild, or finally mastering that new recipe. And don't underestimate the power of connection. Loneliness can weigh heavily on sleep and longevity, so reach out, even in small ways. Join a book club, volunteer, or simply share stories with a friend over the phone. My cousin Evelyn started a weekly coffee and chat group at her community center. Some days we talk about big things, she said. Other days, we just laugh about old sitcoms, but I always leave feeling lighter. Now let's tie this all together. Over these 3 parts, we've explored 7 science-backed keys to better sleep and a longer, fuller life. 1. Sticking to a consistent sleep schedule. 2. Creating a calming bedtime ritual. 3. Optimizing your sleep environment. 4. Soaking up morning sunlight. 5. Moving your body with joy and intention. 6. Nourishing yourself with sleep-smart evening snacks. 7. And finally, taming stress through breath, gratitude, and connection. But here's the secret. You don't need to tackle all 7 at once. Start with 1. Maybe tonight, you'll dim the lights an hour earlier and try that breathing exercise. Or tomorrow morning, you'll sip your tea by the window and let the sunshine work its magic. Progress, not perfection, is what matters. I want you to remember this. Every small choice you make, every moment of rest, every breath of calm, is a gift to your future self. You've spent decades caring for others. Now it's your time. You deserve to wake up feeling refreshed, to enjoy your days with energy, and to savor the peace that comes with a life well lived. Before we go, I'd love to hear from you. What's one habit you'll try this week? Or maybe you've already found a trick that works wonders for your sleep. Share it in the comments below. Your story could inspire someone else on this journey. And if you found this video helpful, do me a kindness. Hit that like button and consider subscribing to the channel. We're here to help you thrive, not just survive, in this beautiful chapter of life. So from my heart to yours, thank you for spending this time together. Remember, age isn't a limit. It's an invitation to live with wisdom, joy, and the quiet confidence that comes from knowing exactly what matters most. Here's to your restful nights, vibrant days, and the countless small joys that lie ahead. Sweet dreams, my friend. You've earned them.